Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the match between RazaH Company and Shopify Rebellion during the Six Invitational 2025. Want to remind that you have opportunity to support the channel on the Patreon page. Find the link in the description or in the comments. Enjoy.
It'll buy them some time. As you said, 45 seconds, 3 smoke canisters will be more than enough as alongside that C4. So the pressure RazaH as they pick up the first kill. Rexon gone, C4 off the board. Another cover of the blind, another smoke canister topped, and well, there's even a second to follow through. Where are you going to drop onto? A player, most likely. They're going for the plant once again, and he probably regrets holding the Candela, but they cannot get it stuck. FaZe, he's going to have to try and drive himself through the smoke as Grixer finds STK. RazaH have just stalled out. Here's one more attempt, one more very well thrown. FaZe, you cannot just sit, you cannot hope. He has to run through this to even have a chance at the round, but I think they've realized it's not going to quite lock in. There's the drive behind the bomb chassis, but at this point, it's an easy cleanup on the single position.
Opportunity-less. Rexon is just going to be able to shut them down one by one. So FaZe is in a key position here together with Live, who needs to push in here. Oh, gets taken down by Ambi.
From the back line, Ambi tears the header for one, and now it's a break towards the top of Banana, but as STK falls off the side of the building, and Surf makes FaZe fall on stock. Just another failure to land here. Flastry suffers the wrong side.
Especially as that Twitch drone fails to open up one of those mirror windows, and a Nitro Cell opens up with Live. Well, that is just another great start here for Shopify Rebellion.
And that's it. That's another entry statistic instead.
We have one on blue again. Canadian is on the roam, and as Surf gets another kill, he could be coming up if they do decide to go for quad wall.
Well, that's it. There's the first canister frozen. The Habana pellets will stay cold, and well, they can try and keep rolling those as well because there's nobody stopping. The Tibber out juggling that utility. The X-Kairos take a long time. Flastry does find Ambi. Gets a bit of a lifeline here from the side of Beepers. Brings it into a 4 versus 3, but here comes that rotate round the back. They're well aware of it as Flastry does find Rexon. Flastry finds his third on Beepers. There's the cover and the cross, but they're fighting and fighting their way in. They're going for the plant in the position underneath the hatch that they had before. The bulletproof was giving the read, and Flastry rotating their way up, but a post-plant situation. First time in this series so far. Now they have vertical control, but that is all they have for the round. Potentially an ace is needed here. Flastry's been able to have a couple of huge games and huge series for the roster. Against PSG was massive, big plays on Bank, and he might be able to add to that tally. He gives the location of where he is away. 19 seconds. There's one on the kit, one on the rotate. He's keeping himself wide. He's expecting the fight to come flat over stock. It's an important one, but he can't quite get it to land.
The teammate out there as well, just to go for a little bit of extra mind games there. But it's going to be a 3-0 for Rebellion.
And a fight's about to start. How aware are they? Very. Oh, and they don't get the... Oh, they do. I was going to say, if that got away from them.
Of course, Grixer is currently the one that's trying to hold that off, so Canadian should be finding himself in a relative safe spot to continue throwing him in. Yeah, one missed thrown, and the second one missed as well, so the plant's going down.
Oh no! The thread goes through. They're able to get the plant off. The C4's too late. Now it's an aggressive retake, but that is the watch and the wait. Perez and Flastry, one apiece, but taking the header for one, can't trade it out. As I said, this team loves to attack. They love to attack that opening 30 seconds, that minute, and just make their presence felt. There goes Rexon. And another timing gift falls.
Trying to put the pressure onto Janitor, but Grixer is there as a secondary support, holding the door through those shelves. It's going to make it very difficult for him to go through, but they just use the rotate instead as they're in the middle of the site, as Perez finds a kill as well, and the plant is being attempted.
Very good strike there. Grixer couldn't even stop the entrance and the execution of his teammate, but Ambi does! Finds his rotate round from the console side and gets FaZe down. Now, that is an awkward kit to recollect. They take the first kill. Very well put together. The crossfire is lining up a bit for Ambi, but the kit is back in their pockets, and so is the kill.
Canisters popping off. That's one yokai gone, but it's still a second one out there. His life finds Canadian, and the plant is being attempted.
That's the smoke. The smoke's been caught out somehow. The pressure on the back, it's live, and this is everything that we sort of called for and wanted. It sort of drew their focus. They were playing with the Echo drones there as he swung up live at the crossfire. And now they have taken this round by the horns and ready to sort of ride it to the end. It's a tough retake up the stairs as Flastry can just hold down on that gun with an almost limitless amount of bullets. The crossfire of Basetto, and you said it was close to a flawless before. This time it is. And RazaH, 3 rounds, and each one here. I think the drones made them think there's going to be a quick rush down the stairs. Canadian takes a lot of damage as he does drop in towards Vault. Or elevator. You can see Grixis proposed around Vault itself. They're trying to just force the player out so they get aggressive inside White Stairs. There is Live, taking care of Ambi, so now the Monty is very isolated. A smoke canister is going to force him further back. There needs to be Grixis with the support, but he is caught off. And what a great response that was from RazaH. Now, there's at least one, but not for very long, and you just look. Bait some utility out, but it's allowing the player to slip on by Live. Takes a bit of a bite. But he's happy to try and keep contesting it. It's underneath. SDK gets the impact. There's a down onto one, though, and that's the cue. Shopify Rebellion to keep pushing on towards the site itself. They get that first kill. There's the second as Grixis gets Flastery on the back end. The long watch from the big windows. Now, can they formulate it into an attack on the site? Canadians in with the kit. They're breaking their way across with the second. And it's down to Perez and only Perez. 17 seconds. None of it seen. In position, he gets some of that visual sort of cover in here. Now operating with a man deficit. There's a danger that's about to come from underneath as Flastery does get Rexon. Pulls some of the control here on towards lobby as well. And Ambi needs to try and isolate one of these engagements up top. There's a little bit of a flirt with danger, but at this point, yeah, exactly. They don't need to take the fight. They can drop down. They're wasting utility and now even more time because that's a position that has to be checked and rechecked. And SDK, he's still sitting around. Ambi does get that one, but probably wishes he could have got both. There's 50 seconds now, and look at what they've lost. The RAM, the IQ. We talked about the importance before, and now it's just, well, what do you have to try and cover a plant here or break your way in?
That's the thing. They still need to break their way in. They have the top floor under control slightly. They've not really been able to do anything with it. They haven't been able to use those angles to their advantage. So what do you need to do? You have 30 seconds to try and find yourselves an entrance. But they're very spread out on the side of RazaH. They're all over the place here, and you might find a mute gemmer or two, which will help you opening up the quad wall, but with 15 seconds by the time those Selmas go down, it's going to be absolutely opportunity loss as Grixis gets shut down. Whilst Perez is fully flashed.
Full flashed, full white. Ambi doing his best to drive them into the side itself, but he's got to reload and run out of bullets. They're just going to have to tuck, but behind them, I think there's a drop that's about to happen. There's the cross, there's the cover. And juggling, a very experienced player, and there's the deep smokes right under Glass's position a little bit. They're trying to bait the players to fall into Rexon's firing line here, but they are not taking it and accepting it. Perez gets Canadian. The shield is gone. The cover for Grixis to try and make the plant. You've got to do something, and there's the start of it. Gets the down onto one, but has to go for the second, and doesn't find it. 3 versus 2. Can they hold F? He's waiting for the plant, but it's an easy shutdown at the end of it.
Very important round to come through. Providing them with an opportunity to just get them in. That way they can stop those mirror windows. They can stop basically any angle that they don't want to be seen from. And as you see right now, someone's being deployed on those mirror windows. Ambi will find it very first onto Basetto. That's a huge kill as Ambi fights down. A triple kill for Ambi as they line up perfectly. Perez is down as well. And it's only up to Flastery in a 1v5. If he clutches this out, he is the savior of this map with the plant already going down by Canadian. Those light screens from Sens are on point. There's nothing he can do against it as he's up against Ambi.
Making plays happen outside janitors seems to be a speciality. Huge take, a flawless here. Off square, so they have the opportunity to try and make a push. Look at this, Flastery knows there's someone in that corner. He's just waiting until he gets off his drone. He's trying to get himself a free kill. Someone else drops though, gets himself down to 1 HP. The trade is there. Surf will find him, will open up an opportunity to equalize this round again. The down to come in the meantime as well. Perez caught out there. He was inside archives, maybe gave a little bit too much towards Shopify Rebellion, and that is sometimes the criticism towards RazaH. They'll find themselves still prepped up a bit aggressively when things are going away from them. Look towards how one of the Falcons maps ended. And that's sort of a continued problem here that's opted with the foot ahead. Now, 40 seconds, Canadian has Live. Backed into a bit of a corner, but the pressure needs to come elsewhere. And as I said before, Rexon might not want to be the risk. Misses the Candela. Is there anyone to close in on the back of it? Not quite, because they're worried about the swing round from the side. They've actually dropped out. There's a rotate underneath. There's Surf. Gets the kill. Now 20 seconds. SDK. Where's he going to go? Has a C4. Could try and long arm it up through a hatch, depending on the plant, but he gets the kill onto Surf. There's Spacestation getting the cover either side, but it's another 1 versus 2. Now SDK, the reload, can obviously play against the time. Do they know where he's coming from? Yes, they do. Is the big blind answer, but Blunt secured. Canadian gets it locked in.
Watching for the feet as they're slowly starting to move by. That's both C4s, I believe, inside of that little corner out there. So as he actually reloads, there's no shots coming through. He's trying to bait. He's not going for those feet because those feet, I mean, it does some damage, but it doesn't quite get the job done. Flashy will go down. The plant is being cancelled, however, but his smoke canister is live. Gets a double kill on his name. 9 seconds left. 3 people still upstairs. They're not going to be able to get this plant down in time, and that means RazaH is going to be waking and winning this round.
Oh, there's the hold, there's the precious moment, and there's the drop on the player. Not able to confirm the C4, but they lost it once, and I'm figuring they expected the Lockers hold. There it is! I mean, that rappel has always been criticized. It's had some big moments throughout this tournament, but if there's nothing else stopping you, it is very easy to remove that player. Ambi is dancing with death as Spacestation does kill Canadian. The first bolt will cover some of the aggression. The blind's over, and the second will get itself on the door of Long Desk. There's the movement in. They're inside and away at the races, trying to get themselves the wiggle room and the width, and there's an easy pickup on towards Ambi, who was sort of caught a bit lacking now. Protect Mr. Kit President, he swings their way in. But I think there's been a bit of a drop down and a rotate round. I'm not sure if they're underneath with the chance at a bite with the C4. It is Rexon going for the ping, waits, lays it a bit early now, and, well, it puts it into a crossfire, but luckily for them, Grixer and Surf have the cover. Makes means if you're not ready to go for plays like this, things aren't going to work. They're in, and they're off. There's a quick break on towards the window. They flooded their way into the site, and here the alarm bells are screaming. Caught on the drop, but they don't quite get the kill, and now that is a big moment. Ambi couldn't lock it in. It is traded back by the Glaz with the long overwatch, but it does mean the smoke's in a position to try and slow and push, and Canadian has to potentially go deeper than they wanted to. Great motions here. But as they get dropped on the side, it means they're just executed, spun around, and they could not quite get the handle on it. They risked it. But on intense they need to be, and how intense they want to be, and here is the split. Ambi, the MVP, but one MVP does not make for a map win.
No, that's for sure. He definitely played his heart out there with a 2 KD for just that single map. And we talked about it before. Ambi, the birthday boy, the no longer 18-year-old prodigy, but this time 19-year-old prodigy. I mean, he definitely plays a great game. It's just that they needed a little bit of extra from the rest of the team out there. That way, they might have been able to turn that one around.
News. Who defines them? I don't know. But what I do know, Oz Army still gone. Shopify Rebellion, they're removing the Blitz as the sort of fleet, and obviously we saw them operate with them earlier. Previous map.
So far has just been basically missing by inches on getting the opportunity for the opening kill. There you have it. Finally, the skeleton key will find Perez. Shuts him down instantly afterwards.
30 seconds though, and this is things were going to get a little bit dicey. They took a lot of time trying to get IT wall open. The smoke's going to buy some time here around Top Blue and Fish, and pulls themselves back. But it's the swing from the front and the back. 3 bodies charging in. Flashtree does get one on the back. There needs to be something from the Nomad, but they couldn't quite get themselves angled onto the fight itself. And what a spin from Flashtree. SDK able to get one of the others, offer some support here. It's suddenly traded out, but with 3 seconds, they need to try and just get this kit planted. There is the hold. There's the rotate from SDK.
No,
Crossfire, massively important. He's going for the divide, but they get it secured. A 1 versus 1. Surf pulls himself back, holding onto the box. The air jab knocks the player alive. With the shotgun, finds the end. What a way for us to open up here.
What a chaotic round that was as well. Like, missing to the side of the players that are still up top.
I mean, at this point, they're just trying to break their way in. They're trying to hope that they don't get caught by the vertical players, and they can put the pressure onto the site and plant in a sort of off-the-piece location. Spacestation is down there live as the cover here, but he's got to watch the breach itself. There's the throw of the flashes. There's the drive on, but finally, a kill comes into their favor. Surf through the soft, and now they can see if they can get the kit secured. They're tucked right round the corner itself, and, well, there's the swing, there's the late cover, but 20 seconds, as I said before, it is a 3 versus 1, but time is not in their favor. SDK, he wins this out, which he does! Now, Shopify Rebellion have to find a pocket of space that they can get the plant secured on. The destruction, there's still the cover of the soft at this point. He can't just drop confidently for the fight. They get themselves locked in here. They've got to try and make their way outside the station. The thing either side, but another do or die.
50 right after this one, if RazaH company able to find. But you see the Jackal already inside IT, gets a free opportunity but misses it on SDK. He's going to lean back in, the injury comes through, finds the kill, has the opportunity now to go for another spot. Look at that, where is he at? Also the track, the Jackal, the Deimos, Perez, you are nowhere safe. You're just going to be shot from any single given direction at any given time. He's holding on tight for now.
Well, the pressure comes down the back of Blue. There's the shield, very well utilized by Canadian. And instantly, things are starting to fall apart here. Live is doing his best to offer something in response, but they've just been bullied off of their own site. And now at this point, how are they going to try and stop this, right? There's a spray through. Oh, in fact, I'm quoting these statistics. The site is down in the basement.
That's their basement. Deimos and the Jackal once more on live. They know exactly where he is. The Vendetta is trying to get some shots in from the vertical. Going to be able to hit any of this right now, but as he leans in, you might just be able to just get a little bit of a tag. It won't be enough for a kill, but the damage will definitely be there as Basetto finds Rexon.
Yeah, there goes Rexon, locked out, but there's an instant trade back out. Canadians going for the plant, and I was confused what site we were on at first, I admit, but to be honest, I'm kind of confused why they opted to come back here. It is not a good site for them. Bring a clash, because now that's one less gun operator.
Yeah, it's 3v5
right?
technically.
It's a 3v5 with a moving wall. Canadian does go immediately. SDK, I mean, he's just killing everybody, including his own team this round. He's in a very dangerous position. It won't take a huge amount to force him out. They've obviously got the frag grenades to try and potentially bounce around the blinds as well, and you can see a bit of a rotate underneath. I don't know who that is. It might be Ambi, I think, because he's pistol sprinting his way around. It is. They're trying to get the pinch on this player. There's those grenades to force the motion I talked about. The Guman will reveal, but SDK, he's escaped himself back towards the site, and Surf finds Perez.
I was going to say, they might have tried to go a little bit quick here. Shopify Rebellion, Canadian just instantly hopping in without the information, loses his life, basically removing the man count that you've had from second one without having to do anything. But Seto gets down through the wall by Surf. I doubt he even is aware of this because he was just firing right on through. The clash with the slow peak, and it's just up to life now in a 1v4.
Is awkward to play on that verticality, so what they want to do, they can get Basetto done, they can move in, but there's the first strike, it goes away from them. Pre-fires the window itself, and here's that support I talked about from RazaH. Instantly move in, the C4's shot out, but will the player be caught as well? Yes, there's the swing onto the second, and for the first time in forever, the body advantage is theirs before it is almost instantly lost. The cover of his own play, the swing on the door from Grixer gets one, but he's almost surrounded. Grixer drops around, the plant is not secured yet, they're still back and forth, but Live just needs that first element. They've left, they're rotating around, they're maybe going to the other side. There's the pinch, the reveal. Great motion from one-on-one to find it, there it is, Live! Huge, huge, holding it down.
To that door, as soon as he steps out, it's going to get blasted away. Seto holding on the back stairs, and it's, well, Blaster just wanted to walk by Live there on that clash. He just gets executed as Ambi just leans back in, and now concussions are starting to come in. They're trying to force and put some pressure onto that clash. A second one to be shut down. They're just ignoring the clash. There's nothing they can really do in that moment in time as they swap around, get taken down. Smoke canisters and everything are being shot through. But Seto, the last man standing in a 1v4. A little bit of damage done by that smoke canister. Second tossed into the corner where both of them are, but it's not doing any damage.
Ooh. Well, I was going to say, Surf was in something that absolutely ruined his health, and they expected that smoke to stop the plant. The second one will do a lot of damage to Canadian, who's downed in it and killed. It takes a scratch to get rid of Surf. They've just got to play on contact. There's the first swing, though.
Open up usually.
He doesn't know about Canadian.
Oh, no.
They droned it all out, and he still wins it! I mean, we also don't know how much Canadian knew about Live there. I think that was two surprised boats passing in the night. And then one of them at the moment to get the kill, and that's the vertical now in their favor. And now they cannot trick it There's the Buck in that position we talked about. They're trying to find the fight, and well, there's the cover. They still get live.
And it's not passable, so they're going to have to go through doorways, and that forces you to run by the angle that's just been created. But it looks like a Raptors push as soon as he goes on the drone, just being swung out on. I wonder if they had any information out there. Unless the default cam was up, the answer is going to be no.
Well, there goes the smoke. Surf is buying him time because 30 seconds. As I said, this is only a watch. Bacetto cannot contribute anything directly to the end of this round. And, oh, what's he got in his pockets? The kit. There needs to be something that comes here from Flastry, from Perez. And, well, Perez is probably greatly and sorely missed this map. Usually the top performer was one of the ones on the previous map. Hasn't hit the kills yet. The pressure on IT, the swing round, but it's an easy one for Surf, the prone peak to get one. Perez is caught out in IT, and there's Rexon on the last.
Player here goes for the flashbang. Player moved out, is prone right next to the electronic box right there, but there's going to be some cover. Finds the first either way. Ambi shut down. Flastry knowing about the second one up on that top floor is just going to hold the angle for now. Canadian will find Perez.
40 seconds left. They need to put the pressure onto EXO, which they are. The shield of Monty and Bacetto is not too far away from the door itself. There's still two people ready and waiting. The wall is reinforced as well. And Surf, is he rolling around underneath, gets the drop on towards it. Bacetto's going to try and stick it. It just takes a second to swing in. There's the cover. There's the retake. There's the cover. And there's a plant statistic, but a triple kill for Grixer.
I was just looking at my
Shopify Rebellion. More ready and waiting. Putting the bullets across, and Surf has suffered. And SDK, big moves round into the back, has the track. There goes live, though. First body gone. There's Ambi getting Flastry. Bacetto's down as well. I mean, and it's not impossible, but you feel like it might be a swing round. SDK takes a lot of damage, does get a kill on the back of it. 2 versus 4, but think about where the kit is. Think about what they have control of. Think about what they need to get control of. Sure, you're tracking this player. Perez still cannot get a connection to the kill game. Will this be the first led in by the Deimos track, feeding all this intel towards Perez? And they're just sitting, watching, waiting, and letting it tick away because they know they don't have the kit. Deimos is deep, concerned about making his own moves inside. Both of them are quite hurt, but to be fair, so are 3 of 4 of the Shopify Rebellion players. It is all up to Perez of 4K. He has his first, doesn't have the second. And we hurtled through map 2. I'm gonna
join their huddles.
It was everybody.
Come on, guys.
I think at that point, if you did that, you'd A, probably get in trouble with the refs, but B, maybe also with the teams having biases. No. And but at the same time, if there was a team between these two, I would point at and say they were struggling with hard breach and probably need as much help as possible. It was that, right? There was juggling, there was responses, there was bandit tricking. You can always still shut down bandit tricking. Push the break and the blinding light. The coverage does a lot of damage towards live, but if that gets in the foot of the blitz, they're going to be slowed down a bit. It's very narrow lines. SDK
coming through from Bacetto. It's going to stop the first one from opening up. The second one will create an opening to our 6 though.
20 seconds, and will he just scream into the room? Yes! Gets the knockdown onto one, but the cover is there from the man behind the desk, but it buys them a route in, and they make sure that they flood behind the highway. There's the tuck plant. Now, this can be denied potentially from spraying up through the bottom, but I think they've got the watch. There's the bit of emotion, a bit of a change of pace here. The big glass gets one. It's all being watched and from underneath. Spraying up. I said it was a possibility.
Shopify Rebellion, and thus taking the upper bracket run away from Shopify Rebellion. There you have it again. Ambi found. Try to go for the very first swing. SDK finds himself before there's even going to be any attention whatsoever towards that basement site.
Well, there's a freebie onto Rexon, and there's almost a trade back. SD could not be happier. Thriving with the Jackal and the Dockerby off the board. Do finally find the trade out, but
start putting pressure down from this hatch, and if the drone doesn't spot out that live is out there, he could be having a huge moment. The drop is starting to come through. Grixer misses the opportunity on getting the very first kill. A shotgun took him down low. Flastry taking a little bit of damage. The second person leans into the fight. It's only up to Canadian running through the fire, and Bacetto's bullet. attacking the ground floor, the first floor. So they need to start pushing towards that. As Flasher taking a little bit of damage here, trying to fall back. Canadian all alone, trying to go for a bit of a hunt. Gets the flash, gets the kill as well onto Live. No one there to follow up.
Though there was the flirt with the idea. There was someone trying to make their way through R6 room, and I think as soon as the kill came, they went, nope, I am not seeing what happens next. Here's the aggressive fight back, though. Perez finds Canadian, but look, they're dropping back into the site. They got that kill. They instantly moved their way away. The breach itself needs to be got. There's nobody that's playing around storage as well. What does Shopify Rebellion really have here other than just a hatch and sending it?
Well, they need to get that top floor control, but have not been able to establish that as Flashtree takes down Grixer. And really, the round is starting to look over now. It's, of course, Rexon that does lean back into the fight slightly. Ambi dropping through the hatch, but he's all alone now in a 1v2 mid-reload. Caught up by Perez. His time was starting to tick down. You mentioned it. They were kind of
swung around the other side of it. You don't want to entirely open it unless you're sort of have the lockdown from underneath, but underneath is currently just RazaH players. Rexon slips his way on by, but they just spray through at head height. Ambi finds SDK, finds the player underneath, and that does give them a little bit to work with, but without the ace. What do they have here? Somebody else still below being pinged as well. They know they have to operate, but Live, he's playing this at arm's length. It's less than a minute to decide where to go. Flashtree gets Canadian.
Don't forget, there's also still that shield on the play here. Serve is not going to be a fully functional gun, but he does get saved by Grixer because Flashtree was about to try and take him down. Managed to get the melee, not managed to follow up with a shotgun shot. So we're finding ourselves in a 3-on-3. 30 seconds left, however. They're close towards the site. They just need to push through and try and get this plan down or try and eliminate all players.
A crossfire and a butcher shop here with RazaH enjoying every slice that they can take out of the approach. Surf just has to take an unofficial timeout at this point. No health. He's up against goo mines. He's up against 3 guns. It is falling apart for Shopify Rebellion at this point. 4 rounds in a row for RazaH Company. And yeah, they're on their defense. They're on a half.
Just rotated down. I think he got spotted out. He's going to be using it. Live gets taken down from above as well. So the opening is there for Shopify Rebellion to try and get the first round on the board.
It's only the second time they've been able to get that opening kill. And, well, there's a response. Grixer gone. Now as the flashes come through the pressure, Perez almost gets caught out. But it's SDK that finds Surf amongst the chaos. The body advantage once again falls away. Canadian suffers a little bit, but not quite fully locked out. However, they are being locked out of the site. The canisters start to pop. There's a jiggle around the corner. Ambi is desperately wanting an engagement where he can try and level this back up. The calls are coming together, but they're keeping themselves so stoic, so controlled, so different. Tried to escape, but Ambi gets the head of one of them. 25 seconds, waiting for the pressure on the door. It is so much growth from this team. Canadian trying to plant.
Yeah.
He doesn't know they're on the door. They're waiting for it. There's Pacetto. Flashtree gets the instant response, but a post-plant situation. A little bit of daylight robbery has come together here for the side of Shopify. He can't get much further, but they will get the player up. Pacetto, a 3 versus 1. The long watch on towards the kit, and Rexon has been getting better and better as these games have gone on. There's a double rotate. I think they're going the long way to the fight. If they can try and take this kill.
He's just waiting. He just has to wait until his teammates are coming through. And he's hearing this. He's getting the spots as well. They know what is going to be happening right now. He needs to get onto the defuse very soon, though. 2 seconds to blow. He gets both. He gets all.
Way in towards a similar place they got the plant down last time round. Flashtree, he's going to try and retake the verticality. An important fight. One that was the deciding factor last time, but he does have support of Live. They're trying to 2 versus 1, but Canadian goes down. Pacetto gets the lockdown inside. Surf finds Flashtree. That's the fight above, and Rexon gets Pacetto, so it's still back and forth with a bit of control. SDK biting his way back in 10 seconds. They just need to find a way to deny it, but the long fight. Live scratching the surface, gets the end of it. Surf needs to get 2 kills or a plant, but one of them is on the other side of the world. It is.
Keep him at bay. He's not going to go for a swing right afterwards. Gives him the opportunity to start moving forward just slightly here. Perez looking to take that fight. Flash tree as well. Will eventually get that kill. And that's mezzanine now cleared.
Rexon jumped out, went for the engagement, tried to lean into it. There's a spray back. Surf and Grixer find one more, and look at that, doubling down. They are down on the back. SDK is massively hurt. It's a rotate behind him, though, that doesn't quite net the kill. The burn of the flash, they're picking themselves up in new places. He's doing the right motions, but he has such a little amount of health. He knows it's all being read. Can't find the loose players. He doesn't get the pre-fire.
They know exactly what smoke is. Flashbangs are coming through. They're also going to use an air jab or two. Grimby's not quite going in. Of course, Canadian knows exactly where they're coming from. The flashbang coming in as well. Somehow didn't quite hit that. Why did you not detonate that gas canister as he gets injured? Flash tree will be traded out, however. It's an effective 4-on-3 in favor of RazaH.
Rexon doing his best to try and save his IGL, but unfortunately he might just be a bit too deep behind enemy lines as they flood into sight. They're going for the pings, the pressure. They've got to watch both ways, and RazaH might have overstepped and overplayed their hand here because they had the full awareness. That was the idea. Canadian gets locked out. It pushes them into a 3 versus 2. I think RazaH overestimated just how much attention, how much focus they'd been able to pull away here. They weren't quite anywhere near as secret as they thought that was. 30 seconds. And a fair bit of damage done to Rexon is finished with a swing round of 2 versus 2.
On your left.
It's on his left. Ambi. We said how important he can be, how focused and targeted he was. This is kind of why.
It's just such a small mistake. You didn't have to enter the room yet before you actually went for the live. Recovering the diffuser, trying to get himself safe. There is a bulletproof, gives that game away. He's having to go for a bit of a swing, but Ambi with a shotgun will shut him down.
There's the smokes, grenades even. The pressure that might come on the back. There's the smokes, and there's stepping himself in as close as he can and deploying the shield to the side. Now the Echo drone should be able to get it if we don't have to run in the blind. Canadian is gone. Rexon is removed. SDK is down. But all the faith in an Echo that could not stop what was occurring. Surf throws more canisters. They're going for this vertical retake. They cover the distance. There's one. There's the pre-fire onto the second. Confirms the kill. And, I mean, it's a very rough fight. It's pistols at dawn, but one of them brought a shotgun. And they have the verticality, but that is all Grixer has. I mean, the snap decision. They covered.
He's playing on the window. Someone quite close. Grixer looking to find the frag as well. Surf being flashed. This might be the execute they're looking for.
Live takes a lot of damage, though, and there's a shotgun that doesn't connect. Live slips his way on past here, and now with Basetto getting one, another 5 versus 3. Here it's sprayed through a 4 versus 2. All down to Grixer and Ambi to keep Shopify Rebellion fighting, but they cannot find it. What a moment, what a run. RazaH Company. Understandably so, 90% cost, 5 times on the entry. SDK is a player who came into this, I think, with the worst KD of his entire roster. There's a lot of big gunners. He isn't one of them. And then, oh, he does this.
Yeah.
That's probably what took Shopify Rebellion so much by surprise.
I mean, we saw it like in the second map, right, where Perez wasn't really showing up. They really struggled. SDK took it upon himself to basically change that during map number 3. And it's funny to see, like, if you look at his KD, he's still -7 over the entire series.
It shows the game that he plays. And, you know, how much that 5 entry was all from that last map as well. Like, it's just...
He took it Ambi 3 times as well, which is, like,
difference maker.
the player on the side of Shopify.